What is going on, guys? This is Gene Jensen, and I don't know what I want to call this. It's just kind of a Wednesday night. Let's just get together and talk for a little bit and talk about this giveaway. But anyway, I'm gonna let everybody jump on. I know there's a few people sitting in the wings waiting, and I already got a bunch of comments over here in the comment section, which is awesome. Steve Potts from Savannah. Man, I love Savannah. That is one of the most beautiful towns in the whole Southeast. That's awesome. Says thanks for the kayak videos. They helped in my research to buy my first one a couple of weeks ago. I bought SS 127. That's right. That's awesome, man. From Bonafide, and absolutely love it. That's such a fun boat, man. That is so fun. I look out my window in my office and see mine sitting right there on the trailer. My problem right now is I'm broke. This old man, I've never felt so broke in my life. I'll give you a little backstory. I started out, I had a lot of you guys have been watching my videos. I've been fighting tendonitis in my right elbow. And so because of that, I started casting left-handed, and I'm fine casting left-handed. I do it all the time, but 5,000 to 8,000 casts a day. I developed tendonitis in my left wrist. And so I had no power at either one of my wrists. And so dummy me, I'm sitting out here putting my garden in, and I had, fence post driver, which is a 25-pound tube of a steel tube with two handles on it with a steel cap inside it, so you can hammer these steel fence posts down in the ground. And I'm hammering in the ground, and I get up a little too high, and it snags on the way down and flips over and hits me in the head. So now stupid idiot Gene has blood gushing out of his head, and I had to go to the ER and get staples. I didn't get anesthetic or anything else. They put 6 staples in my head. I came home, I finished my garden. Luckily, I didn't get knocked out, no concussion, no anything. But look at my hardware. Let me see if I can show it to you. I got staples right there in my nugget. But my wife's going to take them out tomorrow. Doctor doesn't want her to be the one to take them out, but we've got the tool to do it with, so I get my staples taken out tomorrow, and hopefully I'll let everything heal. So I can't even make a cast right now. So but yeah, I hope everybody is having a great day. I hope everybody's healthy from this coronavirus. It looks like it's kind of calming down a little bit. I hope everybody can get out and go fishing, but tomorrow is the last chance to enter this giveaway that we're doing, you guys. And we're probably going to have to modify it because of the coronavirus. Either I'm going to come to you, or we're going to figure out how to get you here to me, or something. We're going to figure it out. I haven't talked to Georgia 811 yet, who's sponsoring it, but we're definitely, whoever wins, we're going to be on my boat. So you can bring, I'm going to go ahead and make an executive decision and say you can bring a friend or whatever. I know we got a bunch of young guys that want to enter it. And my thought is if you're underage, as long as your parent or guardian are with you, and we make sure that's all squared away, we can handle that too. That's always been my policy for even when I was guiding, is that I'll guide you if you're underage, but a guardian or an adult who's responsible for you needs to be with you. So, but yeah, dude, the link's down in the description. All you gotta do is click on it. They're going to ask for your name, your phone number, and your email address. That's not to generate a database, although I might ask for some email addresses so I can start sending you guys stuff. Oh, look at it. Look at my new shirt. Anyway, so they're doing that so they can contact you when you win. So don't worry about all that stuff. They're a good, reputable company. It's a nonprofit. But yeah, and this shirt right here, social distancing, my son designed, and it's available on my Teespring account. I think it's called Fluke Master Fishing on Teespring, Teespring. But we have a bunch of those available. We have one with a bass boat on it and everything else. He had a whole lot of fun designing those boats. So, but yeah, we're definitely, I'm excited about this trip. If we can get you here to Rome, which is the plan, we're going to try to do it the end of May, early June, and that's when we're catching giants out on that lake. That's when it's a whole lot of fun. Yeah, it'll be a blast. So I guess I got time for some questions. Heck yeah, I love doing it. I love talking to you guys. So AK Kingdom Express Softball. That's my niece is like she's an awesome pitcher. She pitches like 63 to 65 miles an hour. She's the #1 pitcher for a college up here in North Georgia. She just got recruited by them out of a college down South Georgia. She was like the athlete of the I don't know what they called them, athlete of the year, or anyway, the pitcher of the year for her colleges. Anyway, she's awesome. I love her to death. Hi, Sam. I miss you. So a lot of guys are saying ouch. But yeah, thanks for the comments on the shirt. What is the thing that this is the last chance to win? It's a fishing trip with me, Randy. It's exactly what it is. And literally we're gonna figure it out. But the original plan was before this coronavirus was to fly somebody here, put them up in a hotel for 2 days or 2 nights, and they fish with me one day for a full day. And I don't believe in 8-hour guide trips. My guide trips are from early in the morning till somebody calls uncle and we get off the water. So yeah, so it'll be a full day of fun, man. I can't wait. Anyway, East Ohio Fishing says, so first trip out in the new to me Ranger 520. That is such a good boat. The 520. Found a hole in my boat from where someone didn't fill it after removing a transducer. Maybe also blew a brake line on my truck on the way home. Ooh, man, the hole's easy to fix. That's simple. But goodness gracious, blowing on a brake line just sucks, man. On my aluminum boats, they have these hard plastic plates that you can buy to mount your electronics onto. So it's 4 screws for the plastic plate, but you can unscrew and screw in different trolling motor or different transducer mounts and never punch a hole in your boat. I don't know if they're good for fiberglass. I think they would be, but I do them on my aluminum so I don't have to put a whole bunch of holes in the boat. And knowing me, I always have 2 or 3 different electronics and different transducers hanging off the back just to try new things. So Stephen Guthrie, what's up, man? He says, decided not to get a bass boat and get me and my son bona fides. That's awesome, man. I hope you enjoy that reel that you bought from my wife. She was selling a bunch of my stuff so she can redo the back deck. And it's an old Lew's reel that I bought many years ago, but barely used it. I had it in one video, I think, when I was comparing it to the Concept Z. Other than that, it really hadn't been used much. So you basically got a brand new reel, and it's like a $200 or $178 reel or $200 reel, something like that. So, goodness, let's see. Hey man, I'm new to fishing to freshwater fishing, and have learned so much by watching your videos. Thanks so much. Thanks, Cody. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate everybody. I had no idea I'd be sitting here now, but doing this. Ed Wolf, what's going on, man? Thanks for the $2. Oh, let's see. Fishing Lake Notley tomorrow, dude. I have no clue. If I remember correctly, that lake is really clear. So bring natural colored baits. And I don't know what the weather's going to be. So much affects that, especially up there. So good question. Steve Potts says, do you have any flex wings on your kayak? Also, is the Anchor Wizard a good investment? Anchor Wizard is a really good investment. Don't use anything over an 8-pound anchor from my experience. I love them, but my 10-pound anchor over time wears those things out. And I use it all the time too. So Sean Lay, man, thanks for the $5, brother. But the flex wings, yes, use them in lakes, take them off before you run rivers, because in rivers, they actually will work against you and flip and turn your boat around backwards a lot, make it a lot more difficult to steer. But the flex wings are great. They help you track and do amazing things on the lakes. So, if you had your pick of one fishing line type and pounds, what would it be? 12-pound test, fluorocarbon, Seagar Brazex is absolutely. And I could get Tatsu. I could get all the high dollar Seagar I ever wanted. And I love that Brazex. It fits my style of fishing. I get into junk, and I don't lose lures because of it. So what if I'm a beginner? Can I still participate? If you're a beginner, please participate. Please participate. I love taking new people fishing. I have literally, and you guys saw it in that video where I was talking about the rig I totally forgot about. I am serious. That dude had never picked up a rod in his entire life, and I loved taking those guys out. So, and I've done that a lot when I was guiding out there, because you get these businessmen that spent their whole life building their businesses, never did anything else, never had any outdoor abilities really, and they come out and want to go fishing, and I'd be like, okay, let's start off at the beginning. It was a lot of fun. Let's see. Yeah, it would be tough to get to me from Canada. That's serious. But like I said, we're gonna adjust and move around and see what we can do, and we'll make sure it happens. It's never easy, this kind of crap. Goodness gracious. Have I fished in Maine? I have not. I crossed the bridge and stepped in Maine to say I'd been there, but that was it. That's all I've done. I was at a business trip up there a couple of years ago. How do we try and win the fishing trip? Click on the link in the description of this video and enter. There's like 10 or 15 different ways you can enter. So, and each way is an entry. Doug Stubbs, I'll bring the bug spray. That's funny. Sean Schrader, thanks for the $10, man. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. Your go-to bait when the bite is slow during the spawn. I'll tell you what it's been this past week when I could fish, when I was doing that crankbait, that square bill video. It's actually a Texas rigged creature bait. And what you do is you go around looking for these shallow cover. And I was looking for stumps because that was the majority of what was available in front of me, but logs and stuff like that. And you just fish your bait slow. Make precise casts close to logs and stumps and rocks and places where they'll spawn, and just kind of move it slow. And then just keep the more casts you make to the spots like that, the more fish you're going to catch. So, Prince Martin says, I watched a video you had on the Ned rig and went out and bought some. Yesterday was the first day using them, and went crazy on largemouth here in Detroit. That's awesome. That thing is, Ned rigs are legit, man. They catch everything and anything. It's not a really big fish bait, although you will catch big fish on it. But if you you're like me and just like to go catch fish, that's the stuff, man. Is there a promo search code for the t-shirts? No, there's not. I haven't had a chance to develop one yet. I'm still getting my feet wet with Teespring. They've been really backed up during this COVID thing because I think that they don't have a whole lot of their employees kind of got reduced. So it took a little while to get this shirt, but the quality is there, man. The shirt itself is good. The print's good. Everything's good. I've been really impressed with what's available, and I have several different shirts available in there. So you just go to teespring.com and then look up Fluke Master Fishing and you'll find it. Hey Gene, what setup is what setups is Izorline good for? I use it now for topwater, like spooks and stuff like that, where I don't want the line to sink. But I used to use it for a lot of things. Cranking, it's not bad for. It's like one step better than monofilament. There's not as much stretch. It's a lot more abrasion resistant. It lasts a lot longer. It doesn't absorb as much water as monofilament does. So there's just a lot of different things. But yeah, mainly cranking is what I'm thinking of, and then topwater. So, ever fished in Louisiana? Yes, I have. I fish, get down there to Point of Shane often as I can. I didn't last year for some reason, and yeah, I'm getting the shakes because I haven't been down there. What factors determine what color frog you use, and what colors do you throw in each situation? I have like 3 or 4 different main colors, and when I say colors, I'm only talking about what the bass can see. So you look at the belly and see what the belly looks like, and I let the bass tell me what they want. I usually start off with a black. If that doesn't seem to be working, I'll throw a white or a yellow. I like a school bus yellow, not chartreuse, but like yellow. And then I have another one that I like to throw in the mix, is a green pumpkin one that Spro makes. But 13 Fishing, the new Trash Panda, is one that I helped a little bit in the design of, and it's amazing. The colors are great, but just always look at the bottom. White, black, yellow are my main colors, and then a green pumpkin one every once in a while. So, and I've never really been able to pinpoint whether it's a cloudy day where this one works or a not cloudy day where this one works. I never, it just, the bass tell me. So do you ever have days where you get skunked? Your videos are excellent because you're not catching something every cast. I do. My home lake, Rocky Mountain PFA, it can skunk me just like it can everybody else. And everybody's always talking about, how it's a hard lake to fish. Well, I catch fish there and I catch good fish there, but man, it's tough. Gunnersville skunked me. But my goal years ago was to get to the point where I got skunked less. And the way I did that was I started focusing on how to find fish instead of how to catch fish. And once I figured out all the little details and all the little tricks about finding fish, it made catching them that much easier, because it's a whole lot easier to catch them when they're there, than when they're not there. So what does anyone recommend for spring walleye baits as the water warms up? My favorite spring walleye bait is a tube. It really is. Or a Ned rig. I've whacked them on a Ned rig on Lake Erie in the spring. So, matter of fact, it was in May a couple of years ago. I'm Canadian. Can I still participate? I think so. I'm not sure. I'll have to go ahead and try to enter, and it might tell you whether you can or can't. I haven't asked them yet, and I didn't set up the whole thing. George 811 did. So, know anyone that guides freshwater fishing in the Florida Panhandle back in the channels and waterways, not the Sound or inshore? I know there's a paddle shop somewhere along the Panhandle where I picked up my Hobie years ago, and they guided out of that. And I don't know if they guided fishing or it was kayak stuff, but I don't know if they guided fishing or they guided just paddle tours and that kind of stuff. But that's where I would check, is I'd check your local paddle shop or some tackle shops around there and find out. Oh yeah, Nightcrawler harness, which I haven't used in many years. That's your classic right there. Talking about walleye. Arlen says, David, thanks for the $20, man. I'll get your comment in a second. It just jumped me way ahead. You helped me with your rule to count before hook setting on soft plastics and frogs, but what baits should you just set immediately, like jigs, hard baits, Ned rigs? Ned rigs you can, because they're small, and it really, a bass, when it sucks those things in, it's in. Jigs, sometimes I do. If I feel the bite, I immediately 2 cranks down, set the hook. Hard baits, immediately. Any kind of moving bait, I immediately set the hook. Spinnerbaits and that kind of stuff. Frogs, topwater, that kind of stuff, you always want to count a little bit. So, favorite place to fish in Tennessee would be the Collins River for smallmouth. I've ever fished Percy Priest. I have not. Let's see. Jimmy Cochran Outdoors. Hey, man, it was nice meeting you in Georgia. Keep up the good work. Tight lines. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It was really good to meet you, too. Let's see. Gary Yang from Texas. What's going on? Yeah, Neil Scoggins wouldn't have to fly at all. He could just drive up here. Hey, Gene. When's the last time you visited Kingfisher Society in Jordan Lake? I'm originally from Lawrenceburg, North Carolina. It's been a while. Years ago, when my YouTube started getting really busy and I really didn't have a whole lot of time on my hands to go up there, I really wanted to continue guiding. So I offered to guide for free if they just allowed me to film 1 or 2 videos while I was up there, and they turned that down. So I haven't guided since. But yeah, that's a special place, man. It's a private lake, of course, if you guys have watched some of my old videos, but man, it's full of some giant bluegill and bass. So a Mikey and Fluke video. Do you know what? I think we might have to do that here pretty soon. I talk to him every once in a while. I got to meet him last year. So let's see. Vincent, I answered that. Have I fished in Louisiana? I have. I loved going down and fishing for reds down there. I bass fished somewhere there for a photo shoot, Matter of fact, that picture right there behind me was shot in Louisiana. I just can't remember where I was or what name of the lake. I wasn't driving. I was just along for the ride. So it was a photo shoot for NRS. Thanks, James. I appreciate it. I remember well, I still don't have a lot of money, but I remember the days when I had to pinch and save and really had to look for a lot of used stuff is what I did. So, David Fields making fun of my nugget, my staples in my head. He says, guess next time the wife tells you to do something, you'll do it. Glad your melon is getting better. It is. It itches. It's at that point now where it's just itchy, so I have to be careful because if I roll those staples, it'll start to bleed again. It's just my head. Ash King, thanks for the $5. Coming back to fishing has been easy after watching your videos. Thank you for your videos. What's your favorite species of fish? My favorite is largemouth. I love smallmouth fishing. I love shoal bass down the rivers here in Georgia, but largemouth is where my love is. So, I don't know, man. He says, I don't discriminate though. I will even teach Gene to fish for Gator Fan fish like in my thumbnail. Nah, I'll pass on that. I just hope we get to watch football this year. Matt Hempel says, any plans to come to East Tennessee? I'd love to see you on Cherokee Lake. I might do it with Alex Rudd one day. So, Stefan, what's going on, man? We got 2 days of Fluke Master. Yep. What is that bait with the spinner on the tail by 13 called? It's called the. I thought I had one right here. It's called the motorboat's what it's called. They're going to be sick for the shad spawn. I can't wait to try them because they float and they'll be right up. You can put them right up against those seawalls and those docks. So I had a guy comment about what happens while I'm talking. You know, he says I burp all the time. I don't burp, but what it is I've got celiac disease, and so when I've had anything that has any kind of gluten in it, which it doesn't even have to be a lot, that starts to happen. And it takes days for it to clear up. So, what kind of kayak should I get, Jacoby? Let me tell you, the best thing to do is to go to a paddle shop and find out when their demo days are. Or find out when they can meet you at the lake with a bunch of kayaks and go try them out. Find the one that fits you and fits your budget, and go for it because everybody's different. Everybody has their own likes and dislikes. But take your time picking. Don't do like I did and go to the sporting goods store and buy one that looks great on the wall and get out there and paddle it twice and sell it because it sucked. I did it years ago, and I'll tell you, don't do that. Go try them out. So. What's my favorite, most productive trailers to use on spinnerbaits? I don't use trailers very often. When I do, I use just basically the Zoom split tail trailers. But rarely do I use a trailer on a spinnerbait. So if I could fish any North Georgia lake, which would it be? Outside of Rocky Mountain PFA, I'd have to say Carter's. I love those big spotted bass on Carter's. Let's see. We're going to do this for just a few more minutes. We'll do it for a half hour total, so that gives us 7 more minutes. Matt Rest, what's going on, man? Holy cow, dude. It's good to see you. I haven't seen that name in a long time, dude. Fluke won't fish with me because I'm a gator. I tell you though, it's great to be a gator hater, man. It is great. Stefan, thanks for the $10, brother. Let's see. Steve Potts says my family visits Hiawassee every Thanksgiving, and I try to fish Lake Chatoog in that area. What works that time of year? Thanksgiving, Lake Chatoog. Typically, the spots will actually be out on the points on the main lake. You can usually catch them on just about anything that's moving fast. If there's any largemouth active, they'll be in the backs of the creeks. Find the bait fish that time of the year. That's the best thing in the fall. Find the bait fish and you'll find the fish. That's a good one. How do you adjust a buzzbait that is turning on the side, running to the left? Okay, so a buzzbait, you got the blade up here, you got the main body right here, and you have the the wire that you tie to. You want to bend that blade, so you got the body. Let me get in front of things. So you got the body of the bait here. You want to bend that blade either one way or the other, off center from that wire just a little bit, and it'll make it straighten up a little bit. It will always, if it's a single blade, a lot of times it will always veer to one side, but if it turns up on the side, you need to bend that wire. So, but if it veers to one side, that's fine. Just plan on that, because that's the type. It just has to do with the type of the blade. So, Anthony Kramer says, I just joined, but have a question. Do you ever throw a white shad colored chatterbait with a black blade? Yes, I do. I've colored them with the Sharpie before they started offering them in black. It works great. Sometimes I don't want the flash. I just want the white, but I want the vibration that comes with it and the noise. So yeah, dude, Sharpie is the savior for that. It doesn't last but a day or two of fishing, but it's good. So Sean Lay says, Fluke, you think I should buy a kayak and a Torpedo, or save my money and buy a used aluminum boat planning to do lake fishing? If you plan on taking anybody else, I'd buy a boat, unless you have a couple of kayaks. If you're only plan on going, by yourself, then buy a kayak. That's how I feel. I love my Alumacraft, and I use it all the time when I'm fishing with my kids, or taking somebody else fishing and that kind of stuff. But when the kayak is a me thing, and my kids go and they go off their direction, and there's no communication between us or anything else. They go fishing and I go fishing. So it just all depends. That's just my thought behind it. So let's see. All right, so let me cover this a little bit further. Bradley, for you and for everybody else, tomorrow is the last day to enter the chance to go fishing with me. Down in the description of this video is a link. Click on that link. You're going to enter your name, your phone number, and your email address. We need that in order to contact you to let you know you won, or you're in the finals to win. And then tomorrow, on Friday, on my Friday Night Live, I forgot about all this. That's why I'm telling it for the first time. But on my Friday Night Live, I will announce the winner and give you a call, and we'll talk, and we'll get it all taken care of live on Friday Night Live. So enter. Click on that link. You can enter as many times as it'll allow you to enter. Get your friends to enter, and it gives you more entries. But you have until tomorrow night, when we stop and pick the winner. And somebody from Georgia 811 is going to pick it. I'm not going to pick it, so don't hit me up. But we'll do it. You'll find out on Friday Night Live. So, I love all my Florida fans. You guys are great. Your advice to fish those transition points in shallow blown out water last Friday paid off. Ended up with a turning wind. Wow. 26 pounds and 40 plus fish. That's awesome, man. I might know what I'm talking about sometimes. That's awesome. Oh, thanks for sharing that. It makes my day. Are fast or moderate fast rods better for spinnerbaits? I like a medium heavy moderate fast rod with a little bit, well, I'm not going to get into those details because it really depends on the model or the make of the rod. I like it. The chatter crank rod from 13 Fishing is a great spinnerbait rod. It's not a good light crankbait rod. One of my fans bought one and was not happy with it all, but he bought it thinking it was good for square bills and that kind of stuff, when that's not what it's designed for. It was designed for open hooked spinnerbaits, chatterbaits, and larger square bill crankbaits and lipless crankbaits. It's an awesome lipless crankbait rod. But yeah, I like them a little bit stiffer, but I still like that moderate bend in it. So Coltrane Fishing, I love it. What is the uses for a 610 medium heavy fast action rod? I have the Lew's Mock Smash combo, and that's the only option. A 610 is like the length that a lot of companies use for their combos. It's a very accurate rod. I love to use a 610 for fishing around brush and docks and that kind of stuff. A medium heavy, you're looking at Texas rigs, you're looking at light, 3/8 ounce and lighter jigs. that kind of stuff. It should work just fine. And it's just, you'll be more accurate than a 7-foot, 7'3" rod with anything. So, all right. John, sorry I couldn't answer your call. I was setting up this live deal, so I kind of I couldn't answer at the time. So I was in the middle of getting all this stuff ready. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to jump off of here. I appreciate everybody who donated. Like I said, enter the contest, and we'll find out on Friday Night Live who won. Good luck to everybody. I just want to take somebody fishing. So, like I always say, be sure to introduce somebody to fishing. Introduce them to my channel. Let me help you teach them how to fish. More importantly, get out on the water. Go out and catch some fish, and have a great day. We'll see you.